My name is Abdul Azeez Benga Ayegwajeje. I customize cars. You know, we're talking exterior, interior, wheels, electrics. You want your car to look crazy, you want a car to look different, you want a car to look unique. You know what I mean? We just basically bring your dream to life on your car. You need two things in this industry, for me anyway, personally, from what I've gathered. You need experience and you need people skills. You can be born with people skills, but you can't be born with experience. So if you start from early, say for example, you're 15, your dad has a garage, and you start working for your dad from the age of 16, 15, by the time you're 21, 22, that's 6 years experience. You know what the industry does, you know what's going on. If you add that to your natural ability of people skills, you're already at the age of 21. And then on the flip side, you know, you could have a 26-year-old that still ain't got a clue what's going on in the car industry because he's never had the experience. The steps I take every day to make sure I have a productive day, I would say the day that I have the most productive day is when I wake up early and pray my morning prayer. When I wake up early, do my morning prayer, I'm 3-4 hours ahead of everyone. Plus I've prayed. So I'm in a good mood, I'm in a positive mood. So we start the day with positive vibes. I'd say I check my emails first before I do anything else. I check my emails, then I go onto social media, see what's going on, because I get inquiries from all angles. Jump in the whip, that's it, I'm gone, straight to work. Since I've been an entrepreneur, what I've learned most about myself, I would have to say I do have a lot more patience than I ever thought I did. I've had to exercise a lot of patience, a lot of patience. And patience doesn't just have to do with getting results. It has to do with managing grown men working for you. Do you know how hard that is, bro? Grown men that control their family, that have their own lives outside of work. You have to make sure they're on point, make sure they're motivated, yeah? That takes a lot of patience. And then you got your customers, they want their cars back ASAP. They drop it today, they want it tomorrow. It ain't gonna happen. You gotta keep them in check. And then you want your goals to be achieved like everyone else as soon as possible. You gotta be patient. Then you got your family on your neck. Oh, you're not spending enough time with us, blah, blah, blah. Patience, because you can't just lash out at them. You know what I mean? You still need to show them love. Just because you're not available, you want to lash out because you're thinking, I'm doing this for you guys. Why are you moaning? But you got to be patient. The list goes on and on and on, where patience, I've had to learn a lot of that. I didn't even think I had that much patience, because if I didn't have love for what I'm doing now, I would have left it a long time ago. What song best describes my work ethic? It's a tough one, man. I gotta be honest with you, it is a tough one, but I'd have to go for Future, Poppy Rain.
Wearing Louis loafers like they old penny loafers. Started off local, got the cribs by coastal. I don't want no words with you cause you mad bogus. I'm just trying to motivate the hoods all over.
The coolest DJ
I'm just trying to teach you
world.
how to get these whips loaded. I'm just trying to show you how to get a few rollers.
I mean, people think it's just it's a trap song, or but if you listen to the lyrics, it applies to me in so many ways. I can relate to it so much, where, you know, he's talking about how he's gone international. I just put my heart and soul into this, you know. You're gonna act like you ain't see me. You know I'm working hard. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I feel like I'm out here, I stuck my neck out for everyone that's come behind me. And I feel like I'm always that guy that just wants to show you what I'm doing with my work ethic and my, you know, my hard work and graft and passion and everything, just so that when you see that and you're going through what you're going through, or you're trying to achieve your goals and chase your dreams, you see that that guy is just like you and he's doing it. The kind of child I was in school, you know, even thinking about it, I'm smiling because I was one of those people where you knew I was smart, but I never really wanted to be like everyone else. I kind of wanted to be like, just set my own trend. So obviously it was a naughty thing to do. When, say for example, we're in a French class, I'm trying to speak English. We're in English class, I'm trying to speak French. We're in a maths class, I'm trying to draw. So I'm always getting caught out but it was just because I never really wanted to be like everyone else. It's just always been me. Every time we're doing something at work, I get excited, I become childlike. Like if you film me when a car's just completed or near completion, I'm beaming and I barely smile. I can't even control it. I just get excited. Sometimes you have to retrace your steps back to childhood to find yourself. Like, what did I used to like? What did I enjoy doing when I was young that I would never complain about? For me, it was just creating stuff. Work ethic, I mean, when it comes to business or an entrepreneur, or you're trying to achieve a goal, or your dreams or whatever, it is absolute key. Like, you've got to be extremely focused. You've got to be like you're obsessed. You know what I'm saying? I watched this video about Will Smith. I remember he was saying about how he's not necessarily the most talented guy in Hollywood or the best looking or whatever it is, but his work ethic is ridiculous.
I've never really viewed myself as particularly talented. Where I excel is ridiculous, sickening work ethic.
It's the same with me. Like anyone that knows me or has followed my dream will tell you hard work will get you places that your talent would not even smell. Like you can have all the talent in the world, if you don't work hard, everyone knows this, but people don't let it resonate in their brain. Work ethic, just for the fact that you need growth. You cannot grow if you don't work hard, because if you work hard, you will make mistakes and then you learn from it and then you keep it moving. That's growth, yeah? 2, competition will chop your head off, bro. Like they will literally chop your head off if you're not working hard, because as hard as you think you're working, there's the next guy that's working harder than you. So it's like, it's very, very important to make sure that your work ethic is on point. You have to put the work in. If you don't put the work in, you are not going to the next level. I got a branch in Nigeria as well, Lagos. When I'm there, I'm working Monday to Saturday. Sunday I'm still working, because that's the day that I do like my website uploads and this and the other, just to build bits and bobs in there. But 6 days a week consistently for the last 4 years. There's no such thing as I'm working too hard. Nah, man, you have to work harder. The bigger you get, they say it's easy to get to the top. It's staying there. You're gonna have to work times 10 harder than you did before you got to the top. I mean, for anyone that wants to get into what I'm doing, the steps that I've taken from day one. First things first, you've got to decide in your mind that this is what you want to do, and then you've got to lay out your plans. You've got to write them down, your plans, and then aim that towards a goal. Now, my goal is to eventually have a brand, a successful brand that has to do anything customizing cars. That's gonna take some time. So I wrote down my goals, or a plan if you like. So you got to write it down and then tick them off. Your plan and your technique on how you're gonna apply them will change over the years, because you have to move with time. Now what you need to do, first things first, is to learn, do research. Do you know what I'm trying to say? If you have to go on an apprenticeship, if you have to pay for it or whatever it is, acquire the knowledge first of all, then apply it. You can apply it by doing it yourself or finding another person that wants to work with you, and then get a location. You know what I'm trying to say? You don't have to start big. Like when I started, yeah, this place could only accommodate like barely 2 cars. And I'll tell you now straight, now we can take 3, maybe even squeeze 4 in there. But when I got this place, I didn't know I could fit 4 cars in there. We had to literally reconstruct the whole place. We had to break some walls and, you know what I'm trying to say, expand. But when I got it, it was only like 2 cars. I could barely fit 2 cars in there, but I still started anyway. You have to start. First of all, you gotta start. You gotta make sure that all your plans that you got written down, you're checking them regularly. You're up to date with new products in your industry, because there are, I mean, we're in the tech world. There's every day something new is coming up. If you can't afford it, do what you can, yeah? And you have to find the strength in your weakness as well. So for example, if you're coming into my industry and you feel like you're probably more of a technical guy more than someone that's actually doing the work, then delegate. That's something that you got to do as well. You got to learn how to delegate. So okay, this is my strength, here's your strength. We'll focus on my strength and your strength, and then my weakness, you help me with my weakness, I help you with your weakness, because obviously you need a team. You just can't do it on your own. You need to find a team. Now, finding a team, you're gonna know from day one who's really on your side, because they'll tell you by their attitude. If your instinct is telling you this guy's not for me, or that girl, whatever, don't waste your time. Get rid of them. I've had some time wasters. I've had to learn. Sometimes you do have to learn, and then you get to know how to judge people from early. Do not be afraid to fail. People kill themselves by being afraid to fail. I mean, I'll tell you a story. When I came to Brentwood, you gotta remember now, I'm coming from ends, like from ends. So I've come to Brentwood. I said, yeah, I'm gonna set up my business in Brentwood, where, let's be honest, it's mainly affluent white community. So I've come in there with my hoodie, how I dress. I'm used to dressing that way because that's how I'm comfortable. That was a risk. Okay, cool. You paid off. There's a place called Imperials, yeah? They sell like prestige cars. I remember in East London driving past there when I was proper young, thinking one day I'm gonna be able to just go in there and have a look and see what cars they, they have. And I'm like 3 months into Essex, yeah? And they ring me, they're like, oh, we got a Rolls Royce Phantom to wrap. Thinking, nah, they're taking us for a ride here, boys. No one's gonna bring a Rolls Royce Phantom to me. I just started. That's not gonna happen. So they ring me. Believe me, I underpriced them so bad because I was new in the game. I didn't know any better. But it's cool. So I was like, yeah, this is the price. Well, bloody guys like, yeah, cool, no problem. We're bringing the car. I'm like, this is really gonna happen, bro. 1 hour later, they rolled up with a brand new Rolls Royce Phantom in 2013, 100 and something. I don't know how much it cost them times. I'm scratching my head like, boy, we've got work to do here. They actually showed up. You know what I mean? And then obviously we cracked it out. Me and Chris, guy I was working for him at the time, we approached it, we done it, they were happy with the job. And that was it. That propelled me a lot. But that's because I took a risk. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because I had a decision to make. I had 2 places to look at, one in Essex and one in Hackney. So I said to myself, should I be comfortable, stay with what I'm used to, and start in ends where it's the norm? Like, yeah, I'm from the end, let me get my shop in Hackney. Obviously, man, them are gonna come or whatever. Or take a big risk and go away from ends and see what happens. I don't know how Hackney would have turned out. Probably not as good as this. I don't know, God knows. But I know coming to Essex it was a big risk and it has paid off massively. Alright, so my moment of wonder, when I look back at it now, it's a beautiful one because it's just how crazy the universe works. I wouldn't say it's one moment, it's 2 intertwined into one. Because it was at a time where I was working for a record label, and that's something that I've never done. I've always worked for myself. I've always had my own businesses. People don't know this, but I've had like 3 businesses before Khaz Customs build. It was also at a time where my daughter was getting a little bit older. I think she was, I can't remember, 4, 5, 6, I'm not sure. Anyway, around that age where they can talk and they see you. So she's like, oh, daddy, how? And then with the job I had with the record label it wasn't stable. It was like, today I'm in there from 9 to 3, and then the next day I'm in from like all night long. She's like, oh, daddy, what happened? You came back from work yesterday at 2 a.m. in the morning. Oh, I didn't see you before I went to bed, and then today you're in all day. She's asking me bare questions. She's very, very keen and curious into what I'm doing. So that was bugging me. I'm like, why can't I just have a serious, like, I want to do something for myself. I'm the car guy, basically. All of my friends come to me when they want to buy a car, they want to customize, they want to do whatever. My boy calls me, said, obviously, we've got the car, with gas, it's got a Range Rover Vogue. What are we going to do? I want to customize it. So I go, yeah, cool. I'm going to send you a few places that I know, that I've been before, or I'm going to try and find other places. So he goes, nah, I found this place. I'm like, what do you mean? Why'd you come to me for help then if you know you found the place? He's like, no, I'm just saying, let's go there first, and if we don't like it, we'll go to the other places. So I goes, I'm one of those people, I like to always get my way. So I'm like, what's this guy talking about? Alright, cool, we'll go there, innit? I'm driving, because I'm always driving. We get there, and I look up. I'm like, where am I? There's a Ferrari there that they're wrapping. No word of a lie. This was in 2012. Was it? 2012 I think it was. I'd never heard of rapping in my life, straight. And I'm a car guy, trust me. I didn't know what it was. I've seen it, but I didn't know what it was. So I get there, they're rapping a Ferrari. I'm like, what's going on here? What are you guys doing? I'm a sponge, I'm an inquisitive mind. So when I see things, I'm not gassed, I'm inspired. You know what I mean? My brain starts working like, hold on, what is this? So obviously I'm asking questions. Yanni comes out. He's like, blah, blah, he introduces himself. The first thing I clocked was how he was dressed. I'm like, this guy's wearing jog pants like me and my mate. He's wearing Air Maxes, dressed like us, man. He's got like a little LV pouch, got the iPad. I'm like, raw, you own this place? He goes, yeah, I own it, blah, blah, come into my office. Because I've always thought this was just for like middle-aged white guys in their 50s and they're just bored, or it's like a retirement thing, innit? Or they just got money to burn. I always felt like you needed millions to do this. So I start asking questions like, how old are you? He told me. It's like, rah, he's not even that old. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Plus, he's like us, man. You know what I mean? He's talking like us. He's talking about people that he knows. I'm like, wow. I was fully inspired. So I said to him, all right, thank you. Nice to meet you. I'm coming. He goes, what do I mean? I goes, I'm going to do this. He's like, okay, cool. No problem. You know, whatever you need, let me know. From that day, I made the decision that I am going to start my business. I didn't have a name yet. I was just like, you know what, I'm going to start a car customization shop because I've always wanted to do, bro. If I show you my emails, yeah, I have business plans from 2007, 2008, but I could never go through with it because I was scared. The meaning of Khaz is, it's actually funny because I've had Khaz for a long time. Before I started Khaz Customs, I had, like I said before, I had a few businesses that didn't do well. 08, 09. So I've had Khaz as a company from when I obviously like when I had my daughter, because it's a combination of her name and my name, basically, to put it simple. Her name's Sola Halima, that's the KH, and then obviously I'm Abdul Azeez, so that's AZ. So I've always had that, and it's only right that I call. To be fair, I didn't want to call my new business Khaz Customs. That's actually the truth. I thought about so many different names, but I just couldn't do it because I felt like, one, she's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, like one of the major reasons, because I wanted to not impress her, but I wanted to make her proud. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I wanted to say, yeah, my dad is that, or my dad does that. And then because it sounds, I like the way it sounds. It sounds like cars, like the plural of a car. Do you see what I'm trying to say to you? So it's Khaz Customs. So some people think it's CARS. Some people think I'm Asian. Some people think it's Khan. Khan is a big boy in our industry. Yeah? For people that know cars, they'll tell you Khan is, you know what I mean, it does body kits. It's only prestige cars. So all of that combined together, I just thought it would be the ideal name. And yeah, that's the meaning basically. It's just my name and my daughter's name. Since letting go of fear, I have achieved a lot, I'm not even gonna lie, but I'm just gonna mention like the major ones. One of the most important ones for me was taking my business to Nigeria in 2014, end of 2014, December, because you gotta remember now, I haven't been in Nigeria properly in 16 years. Before then, I've only been twice for both of my sister's weddings. So I was there for like 5 days, the other one was like maybe 6 days or whatever it was. So as far as they're concerned in Nigeria, I'm a foreigner, do you know what I'm trying to say? And I'm trying to bring a business to them, which is something very new at the time. No one was doing car wrapping in Nigeria. No one my age or my ethnicity was doing what I was trying to bring to them. So I was really scared. Although I had it in plan from when I did my plan and my goals in 2012, it was always in the plan for me to take it to Nigeria after 2 years, depending on how the business was doing. But when it came down to actually buying the ticket, getting the materials, I was so shook. I was thinking, but I'm just gonna go there, no one's gonna give me any jobs. So I was really worried. I was so scared. I was thinking, I'm gonna move it to 2015 or move it to 2016. But you know, that's where self-belief, confidence, most importantly belief in God, and letting go of your fear that at the end of the day, He's in control. You're not really in control. You're just a vessel. You're a tool. So I said, you know what, yeah, inshallah, we're going. It was tough, bruv. Devil did everything to make sure that I couldn't go, but God made it happen. We went. and the rest is history. Like, I had more jobs than I could handle when I got there. Do you know what I mean? I was blessed, and you know, from there until now, you know, we're booming. So that for me is a big achievement for me, in terms of just saying, you know what, I'm not going to be scared, I'm going to dive in and see what happens. And one of the other things as well was just like, you know, just depending on people. Like, we all, I think everyone does it anyway at certain stages of their life, where you feel like, oh, if this person's not in my life, how am I going to do this, how am I going to survive? You're scared, you're thinking, right, I don't want to be on my own. I mean, don't get me wrong, you need a team to survive, and you need people in your corner, but you cannot solely depend on one or two individuals to think they're always going to come through for you, because it's not going to happen. And when you decide that, you know what, I actually believe in God, and He's the only one that can actually do things for you. Obviously, He's going to send human beings to you. Obviously, God ain't going to come down Himself, but you got to have total faith in Him. So I feel like letting go of a few people that I felt like I couldn't do without, man's doing much better. So I'm trying to say, like, I'm not trying to say that they didn't have positive influence in my life or whatever, but it's just the fact that letting go of that fear, where you feel like, oh, I'm naked, what am I gonna do? Do you know what I mean? Without this person, or without the influence in my life. That alone for me, it's a huge achievement. The fact that I can just wake up every day and know that I depend on God only, straight. For me, that's a huge achievement, and I feel like everyone should let go of their fear, because at the end of the day, fear is gonna eat away at your drive. You know what I mean? Your motivation. Do you know what I mean? Like, they always say that you're only one step away from success. Most people give up when they're one step away from success, and that's just fair. You're like, oh, I don't want to go any further. I think I've done my best. I'm scared now. I'm scared of no, because you had so many no's. So getting rid of fear, for me personally, is very important in moving forward in your life, progressing in the right direction, and eventually achieving success and your goals. My favorite quote, it would have to be "Winners don't quit," and obviously quitters would never ever win. My mum's always told me from young, you know, like, you cannot quit. What's the point? You know what I'm trying to say? And this is true, because I've lived it, and I know for a fact. Like, for example, my boy was going through a bit of, you know, whatever with his business. He's thinking, oh, I'm tired, I'm fed up, and you know, I just have to tell him, like, bro, at the end of the day, look at it this way. If you're trying to get to the top of a really tall building, and you have to climb the stairs, bro. And at the end of the day, if you're climbing the stairs, obviously your feet are gonna hurt. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You might get blisters, you might run out of breath, you might have to take a little breather, you might need some water, you might need to do this and the other. But at the end of the day, your goal is to get to the top of it might be a 52-story building, I don't know how tall it is, I'm just using that as an example, where, bro, if you stop going, you're not going to get to the top. It sounds really simple, but I don't know, maybe 80% of the world population gives up just because they think, oh, I've done 50 steps, man, I can't take the further 3. Bruv, you've done 50 steps, you're going to give up? No chance. Most people will tell you that their success came just when they thought about giving up, but they chose not to give up. That's when most people hit their big breaks. I'm telling you, when they're down and out, your feet are hurting, the blisters are killing you, you're bleeding, you feel like, oh, you know what, I've done my best, I call it quits. That's when you lose. So for me, that's very key. It's close to my heart, where no matter what I'm going through, I mean, it even happens how the universe tells you this message, is because whenever I feel like I've had such a bad day, where I feel like, oh my God, what have I got myself into? This industry is crazy. You know, maybe something's happened to a customer's car, or we're late and the customers, because them things, it does my head in. Like, I get so worked up just because the car's late and the customer's not happy. I'm thinking, this job is too stressful, I need to do something else. Boom. Randomly, some stranger just sends me a message, be it on Snapchat or Instagram or whatever it is, and say, oh bro, we look up to you, you motivate us, you inspire us. I'm like, bro, if you knew I was just about to give up, you wouldn't even say that. But that's how you know the universe is telling you you're on the right track. You're gonna go through bumps, 100%. You're gonna go through corners and curves, and the life I mean, at the end of the day, you've got to prove that you want this. It's like the Rolls Royces and the Bentleys. Look how long it takes them, man, to make it. You know what I mean? It takes time. Anything that's gonna last the test of time will take time. You know what I mean? Just think about that line there. If you want to achieve a greatness, you've got to take time. You've got to be patient. You cannot look at Skepta, bro. Look how long man's been grinding. He's getting all the love in the world now. I'm not saying he didn't. He had love in ends, but not international. He never get. If he gave up when no one was checking for him in the UK and getting a radio play, nothing, he wouldn't be the Skepta he is today. Do you know what I mean? The examples, loads of them that people see every day, but people don't. They don't. It doesn't register in their head like, hold on, I can't give up. To be fair, because of the people that give up, that's why some of us are gonna win. I'm not even gonna lie, because if everyone didn't give up, I don't know, man, the competition is gonna be mad. So if you wanna win, don't give up. That's just pure, simple. As easy as it sounds, I know it's not easy. Believe me, I have been battered by test after test, but the day I die is the day that I give up. My name is Abdul Azeez Benga Ayigwa, and you've just seen the wonders that got me here today.